KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
When I move my body, I feel like freedom.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
And they wondered if a black talk radio station would work in Southern California.
Y'all did it!
Well, KBLA Talk 1580 toasts its third anniversary on Juneteenth, and you're invited to celebrate with us.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, y'all the bomb.
All you have to do is go to KBLA1580.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now.
Oh my God.
So don't delay.
Thank you guys for being the best at what you do.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes.
Happy anniversary.
Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
we love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again.
Back and stride again.
Happy anniversary.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
You don't ever want to step on Bill Withers, but you definitely want to step on that part. I know. You got to let him do that part, right? Can't step on that. We're playing the best of Bill Withers all 3 hours of our program today. We are in the last hour of our program, so we have played the best of Bill Withers, and we'll continue for the rest of this hour because June is Black Music Month. You know how we do it around here every day. In June, we pick a different artist of the day. We'll call it our artist in residence, and we feature the best of their music as we weave through in and out of these amazing conversations with these brilliant guests. And today we have been playing the best of Bill Withers on this program. In this hour, two conversations. On the backside of this hour, Amber Iman, the Tony Award-winning actress, talking about her Tony nomination. The Tony Awards, the 77th Tony Awards, will be on June 16th, of course, in New York City. She's nominated for her role in the Broadway musical Limpica, and so we'll talk to her about that. And I suspect we'll also talk to her about her advocacy for black women on stage and why black artistry should not be confined. We'll do that on the backside of this hour. But speaking of Tony winners, I'm pleased to have Tony Award-winning Broadway, film, and television director Kenny Leon back on this program to talk about a number of things, but most principally his production right now, the revival of Sam Art Williams' 1979 play called Home. We'll get Kenny to share some of his keys to success in telling our stories on stage and in film. I was just in New York last weekend, and while there, I had a chance to go see Home. Here now, some sound from Kenny Leon's Home, playing right now on Broadway.
Love you, and I'll never love no one else.
Me and you forever.
Keep your eyes on this one, honey. He ain't a whole Christian yet.
I want to speak with God. Miami, on vacation. But I need him now, miss. No, don't hang up. I love the land. I love it, Gramps. I'll never leave it, Uncle Lewis. I want to be a farmer.
Take it to the city.
No,
I'm going off to college.
but we're supposed to be married.
I'll write you every day.
Tavis Smiley, you are to report for your induction physical on June 23rd, 1966, Raleigh, North Carolina. Congratulations.
No, I don't want to go to prison.
Don't give up.
Please come back.
Well, there's no money. There can be no love. I think the Bible says that.
Wrong. I need this job. I can't do much else.
You look twice your age. Why don't you rise up? Rebel! Fly to the sunshine!
It's you. I love you, and I'll never love no one else.
Kenny Leon, you have done it once again. I enjoyed it immensely last Saturday in the city. First of all, good to hear your voice. It's been too long. How are you, my friend?
Thank you, my hero. I mean, why did you not call me and so we can hang out in New York? I'm a huge fan of Tavis Smiley, so I just want to know, why didn't we do that?
Yeah, you know I love you back, man. I knew you were busy. You had a big week getting that thing launched. I think it was premiered on Wednesday. I missed the premiere. You were kind enough to invite me. I didn't get to New York until Friday, so I missed the premiere Wednesday, but I wasn't going to miss it while I was in town. And I enjoyed it immensely. And I thought I'd give you a break and not bother you. I did hang out with some of our other friends, but I didn't want to bother you on that weekend. Let me start though by asking. First of all, thanks for your time. I know how busy you are. Let me just start by asking what it is that drew you to this. I've said many times to you. I've said it more times about you when you're not around, that nobody has been more committed to sharing our stories on stage and in film than you. You are top of the heap for me when it comes to an abiding commitment to sharing our stories, and you do it so well, and that's why you are yourself a Tony winner. But tell me what it was, what it is about home, Kenny, that drew you to this one.
Well, number one, it was Sam Art Williams, and unfortunately, he passed away about 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the middle of my next project is Thornton Wilder's Our Town, followed by William Shakespeare's Othello with Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. But the way I look at it, Sam Art Williams is every bit of a playwright as Thornton Wilder and William Shakespeare. His poetry, his development of character, his combining laughter with music. But it's because he was in America writing in the 60s and 70s when the country had its political, racist issues, and he did not reach as wide an audience as he should have. So I love going back, introducing our great black writers from other periods when they didn't have as much access to reach a wider audience. Yeah. So like I said, Thornton Wilder, William Shakespeare, Sam Art Williams. Yeah. I mean, his poetry is just excellent. And he's a wonderful man. He's given so much to America, executive producer on shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Martin Show. But before all that, he was writing these wonderful plays and providing opportunities for actors like Samuel L. Jackson before he was Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson did the national tour of this play. But to bring this play back to Broadway, I feel indeed a sense of responsibility. And I'm just so glad that Sam Art sacrificed and wrote about the beauty of our people.
Kenny Leon is the man. He is the man on Broadway. I was in New York last year. I can't remember how long ago it was when he was honored with his wall, his image, his face on the wall at Sardi's. I was there for the unveiling of that. He is celebrated and regarded and respected and loved by pretty much everybody in the Broadway community, this black man that he is. And again, as I said, nobody's doing a better job of telling our stories on stage and in film than Kenny Leon. When we come forward with Kenny, we'll get Kenny to tell you a bit more about the storyline in Home. You heard some sound. I'll let him describe what the storyline is for this play, and then we'll talk about some of his other work. You heard him mention earlier. He's doing Othello with Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal coming up next year. So a busy docket, but he's got 30 minutes to talk to us, and I'm glad about it. You're listening to Kenny Leon right now on Tavis Smiley.
You're listening to Tavis Smiley. Tavis Smiley. Ranked number 45 on the Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America.
If you've not been feeling yourself lately, if your weight loss dreams have turned into weight gain nightmares, if you've been chasing those same 20 pounds for 20 years, maybe it's time to try something different. How about D-Herbs? D-Herbs is a full-body cleanse. It's a natural cleansing regimen that can help you lose 20 pounds in just 20 days. The full-body cleanse will also boost your immune system and improve your digestion. Summer is here. Hint, hint. Maybe now is the right time to stop finally chasing those 20 pounds and propel yourself into a healthier lifestyle. So how about rebooting your system and starting to lose weight right now as summer is up on us? Go to dherbs.com and order your full-body cleanse or call 866-434-3727. Get this, if you mention Tavis, they'll give you a discount at checkout. dherbs.com. Experience healing.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
You're gonna feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Helping to make you the most knowledgeable person in your circle of friends. This is Tavis Smiley.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
It's always a lovely day when you are in conversation with Kenny Leon, Tony-winning Broadway film and television director. Pleased to have him back on this program. He's a friend of this program, and always honored to be in dialogue with him, particularly as we celebrate the revival of Sam Rod Williams' 1979 play Home, which Kenny is directing. An amazing cast. If you can get to New York this summer, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed when you go see Kenny Leon's Home with an amazing cast, as I intimated earlier. It had me thinking, which is pretty much the case every time I see anything Kenny does. I leave the theater and typically I'm with Kenny talking about what I just witnessed. I didn't have that pleasure this past weekend, but I'm always marinating on what I saw on stage when I leave the theater. And this one, Home, not unlike Pearly Victorious, had me thinking. So Kenny, let me just go there first. First of all, congrats to you and your cast members. I was thrilled. The Tony Awards, as I mentioned, are June the 16th. They'll be handed out the 16th of June. But you just did an amazing job. That cast is phenomenal. In Ozzie Davis's Pearly Victorious, and I was just thrilled beyond language to tell you how I felt when I saw the nominations come out and those cast members from Pearly Victorious, including yourself, of course, as director. So congrats on that. I assume that made you feel good.
Well, it made me feel respected. 6 Tony nominations for that play, but I feel so proud that we had a chance to deliver Ozzie Davis's love letter that he wrote in 1961, and it hadn't been done commercially for 62 years. And I had a chance to introduce that to a new generation. So it's just a beautiful play. And the fact that the Tony Awards Committee nominated me for directing and the play, and Carrie Young and Leslie Odoms Jr. So I couldn't be more proud. I'll be glad when Sunday comes and Sunday goes. But it's definitely an honor to be nominated. But I have that competitive gene. So if I'm nominated, it's like I also want to win. But I also know that a little award is not gonna erase what so many people witnessed and got to see. And so I know it was a really good production. I was really proud of, and I'm excited for Tony Sunday coming up.
Yep. Well, I'm excited for you and for all those 6 nominations that Pearly Victorious has received. You earned every one, and I think of you often, and I think of he said it to you, he said it to me in a different frame. But I'll let you share the story of what Harry Belafonte told you about the work that you're doing, what you're putting on that stage. Tell that story right quick, Kenny Leon.
Well, I love Harry, and I had an opportunity to spend time with him in the last 3 years because I am actually developing his story for the Broadway stage, and so disappointed that I don't get to listen to him every day as he talks to many of us. He's just a giant among giants. But I remember when I was doing the Tupac musical for Broadway, and I was disappointed that the play was closing earlier than I thought. It ran about 3 or 4 months. And I saw he and Cornel West getting out of a taxi one night, and Cornel says, "Brother Leon." And I said, "Yeah, man." He said, "How you doing?" I said, "Well, basically, I'm disappointed that the Tupac musical, Holler If You Hear Me, is closing, And he said, and Belafonte steps out of the taxi and says, "What are you talking about, Kenny Leon? You've opened so many doors to tell our stories. What you have to keep remembering is that you're presenting Afrocentric work on a Eurocentric stage."
Woo!
And he told me that, and that put me in my place. And so no longer do I follow how big is the box office. Even though I want the box office to be great, I'm looking at impact.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm telling stories, and the audiences that come are the audiences that come. So I really feel great about those thousands and thousands of people that saw Pearly Victorious and that saw, Tavis, this is my next season. This will be my 17th Broadway show.
Wow.
And that's bittersweet, The sweet part is that I get to tell these wonderful stories on Broadway. The bitter part is that there should be more women, more people of color bringing their stories to the Broadway stage. Yeah. But you know what? it's getting better. It's moving in the right direction. And to be a part of that community that's helping it move to a better place, I'm proud to be a member of the Broadway community.
17, man, that's high cotton, as we say down south. That's high cotton. 17 Broadway shows. What have you learned? What are you learning? Back to what Mr. B said to you so brilliantly about what it means to have the courage, the conviction, the commitment, as you do have, to put Afrocentric work on this Eurocentric stage. There's a reason they call it the Great White Way.
Absolutely. But I also find out when I dig into the specifics of our stories and I listen to the music in our stories, and when I say music, I'm talking about the way it moves. Like Pearly Victorious moved really, really quickly because that production was about getting to the last scene, which was the church, getting to the church, getting to the truth, so you had to move really fast. Home is about like, well, open the car door, let them get in, and then take off. So I'm always preparing the revivals of these plays as if they were new plays. I'm never trying to produce them the way they were 50 or 60 years ago. And I find there's a beautiful truth if you let them speak to us now and to where we live today. So very excited. I mean, I got to do all 10 of August Wilson's plays. I got to do Fences on Broadway with Denzel and Viola. I get to do Our Town with that wonderful group of people. So I've been blessed, but I also see it as a responsibility. I have the responsibility, as Mr. B said to me when he was 3 weeks from transitioning. He said, Kenny, I said, what can I do? He said, Kenny, keep telling the truth. Tell the truth on stage. Tell the truth behind camera. Tell the truth in every interview. Keep demanding from yourself to tell the truth. Yeah. And
I'm just laughing because everybody from Harry Belafonte to Cat Williams is talking about telling the truth. So that's the that is the order of the day. Whatever you do, tell the truth. I put it this way: life for me, Kenny, is ultimately, and this is what I try to do here every day. Life for me is ultimately about seeking the truth, speaking the truth, standing on the truth, and staying with the truth. Seek it. Speak it, stand on it, and stay with it. Life for me is all about a search for the truth. Let me make the most of these 5 minutes I have left with you. One, how would you describe what home is? We played some sound earlier in this conversation at the top of our dialogue, but how would you describe what home is as a play?
Well, hitchhiking off of just what you said, what I tell actors in every rehearsal process, I said most actors are afraid to stand in truth. Most actors stand beside truth, next to truth, but never in.
Never in it. Yeah, never in it.
If you can lead a group of people to stand in truth, and the truth, the way we know it, that's the beauty of it. So home is about not betraying your core values. Whatever you have decided, whatever your core values, don't let this world make you leave your core values. It's about returning to home, whatever that may be. It's also about this world can knock you down 5, 6, 7. I mean, I've been knocked down 8, 9, 10 times. But the beauty is, like my grandma said, it knocked you down. You got to get up. It knocks you down 10 times, get up 11. I'm getting up. And that play is about staying true to yourself. And as long as you're on this side of the dirt, you got an opportunity to keep standing up, to keep going forward, to get closer to God, to get closer to truth. And man, this cast we got, Tori Kittles, Brittany Inge, Story Ayers, they're just a wonderful group of artists, and it's been a pleasure to work with them. So I just hope people come out to the Todd Haynes Theater, before the end of July, and to come. If they want to laugh, you're going to laugh. You're going to listen to some beautiful singing. You're going to listen to some funny stories. But ultimately, this guy is about returning to the land, returning to the South, and that's his core values. But metaphorically, it can mean anything. You know what I mean? Just don't betray yourself. Stay true to you. Take you wherever you go.
That's it. Stay true to you and take you wherever you go. And might as well I said the other day, you might as well be yourself because everybody else is taken already. Everybody else is taken, so you might as well just be yourself.
That's right.
We had Tory Kittles on here a few weeks ago. We had a great conversation with Tory Kenny. He was on the program in advance of my going to New York to see it, but I had a great time there. I've got 2 minutes left here. Tell me what you can tell about Othello. I asked about Othello because everybody in New York is already buzzing. Everybody in Broadway, everybody in the whole Broadway world knows that Kenny Leon has right now the hottest ticket of 2025. We ain't even there yet, but it's the hottest ticket of 25. You got Othello coming back to Broadway, and you got Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal starring in the cast. It's already the hottest ticket in New York. Talk to me about Othello.
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited about that. Once in a generation, I think projects come to you, and this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity because Othello is about a black man navigating in a white world. I think I understand something about that. I think Denzel understands something about that. I think he is the right age at the right time in his career to play this very demanding role. I think Jake is at the right time in his career to play that role. And I think it's the right time after I've directed Hamlet in the Park and I've directed Much Ado. It's the right time in my career, especially after we do Our Town, for me to direct Othello. So it's like, of course, it's the hottest ticket because it's where life meets art and art meets life. And we start rehearsal in January and first preview in February. And, then we're going to run to probably the middle of June. So I think the tickets will probably go on sale in September when we make another bigger announcement. But I'm so excited about that project. And I get the opportunity to work with someone who I think is probably the best actor of our generation.
No question.
Denzel Washington.
No question.
He's So I'm blessed, and I know it's a big responsibility, but I got to do what Mr. B said. I got to tell the truth with Othello too. And I'm looking forward to that.
His name is Kenny Leon, Tony Award-winning director on Broadway, on television, and in film. I repeat once again, nobody doing it at the level that Kenny's doing it. Now approaching his 17th Broadway production. That's a big deal for anybody, but especially a black man from the South, no less. 17 Broadway plays. Now Home is playing. If you get a chance to get to New York, please check it out. You'll love it. Our Town up next. I can't wait to see that. And then next year, God help you trying to get a ticket, but if you can get one to see Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal in Othello, I'm glad I know Kenny Leon. I'm so glad I know Kenny Leon. So I hope I can get in to see Othello next year. But Kenny, finally, congratulations once again on those 6 Tony nominations for Pearly Victorious. Again, the Tonys are June the 16th, and we're all pulling for our friend Kenny Leon. Kenny, we love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, my hero. Love you.
Love you back. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. This is the Tavis Smiley Show.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Despite a flight crew's efforts to save a passenger, a U.S. citizen died aboard a Fiji Airlines flight bound for San Francisco, California. President Biden's son, Hunter, is now a convicted felon, having been convicted Tuesday on all counts in his federal arms case in Delaware. Hunter stood accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. No sentencing date has been set at this time in the case. There's a fast food crisis out in California after the minimum wage was pushed to $20 an hour, and customers are filing complaints. And that's the latest. I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need money for the holidays? Avoid the yikes before Christmas. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt for a holiday loan on your tax refund, up to $1,000. Early refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The NBA Finals resumes tonight in Dallas for Game 3. The Boston Celtics have a 2-0 lead. A significant injury concern for the Celtics. Backup center Kristaps Porzingis has a tendon issue in his left leg. Porzingis is listed as questionable. Tip-off time tonight is 5:30 on ABC Channel 7. Hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar, who grew up in Compton, has a hit song that's in major rotation at sports arenas around the country. Lamar's song, Not Like Us, is the walk-up tune used by Dodgers second baseman Gavin Lux when he steps into the batter's box. Not Like Us was played at TD Garden in Boston during the first 2 games of the NBA Finals. The song is also getting played at WNBA games in Las Vegas, Seattle, Minneapolis, and Chicago. The Dodgers hit 5 home runs last night, 4 in the 6th inning to pound the Texas Rangers. The Angels lost to Arizona. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Race, culture wars, political turf battles, criminal justice, and injustice. The courts. These are the conversations you won't hear elsewhere. My guests are leading journalists, celebrities, and sports figures, elected leaders, and influencers. They aren't afraid to get into it and say the quiet part out loud. With Ariva Martin in real time, your commute just became the most engaging part of your day. Tune in weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. or find us on YouTube. Ariva Martin in real time, when you want it straight, no chaser.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's. Save $40 on select 5-gallon HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams paint, like Weather Shield, Showcase, or ceiling paint. Plus, save $10 on drywall PVA primer and get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Offers valid through 6/14. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you can start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Made fresh daily in the Mert Park, Los Angeles, California. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I.
You can't go wrong when you put Bill Withers with Grover Washington Jr. Both now have made their transition, but we missed them both. But you can't miss the mark. I mean, you put Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr. in a studio together. We've been playing all 3 hours of our program today the best of Bill Withers. Why? Because June is Black Music Month, and on this program every day during the month of June, we pick a particular artist and feature some of the best of their genius all 3 hours of our show as we weave in and out of these conversations with these great guests. And speaking of great guests, we close today's show with a great guest. I mentioned a little while ago that in this third and final hour today, we'd be talking to not one, but two different Tony winners. Just had an amazing conversation with my friend and brother, Kenny Leon, Pearly Victorious, nominated for 6 Tonys. The Tony Awards are June the 16th, as always, in New York City. And so we're pulling and praying for, somebody said I'm rooting for everybody black. I'm rooting for everybody black. So I'm rooting for Kenny Leon for his Tony for Best Director and the other 5 Tonys, Tony nominations that Pearly Victorious, the brilliant piece of work by Ossie Davis. We'll see how it fares on June the 16th. But I'm also pulling for our next guest, Amber Iman, a Tony Award winner herself, an actress and an artivist. She joins us now for a conversation about her latest Tony nomination as featured actress in a musical playing Rafaela in the Broadway musical Lempicka. Here she is now with her brilliant voice on the song Stay from Lempicka.
Been on my own since I was 10. Yeah. Show any weakness and you're dead. Now look at me. Emeralds on my wrist. My heart beats trying to get out of my chest. Is this what it feels like to lie down and rest? When I wake up, you're painting. When I wake up, you're here.
Amber, tell me about this particular song, Stay.
Hi, Tavis. How are you doing?
I am well. How are you, sweetie?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me.
My honor. My great honor.
This song is one of my favorites. It's actually a song that I kind of asked for in a way. I've been working on this show for 6 years, and over those 6 years, you grow and develop a character in the room through workshops and labs and readings. Mm-hmm. And after working for about 4 years, I wanted to know why my character stayed. Like, why is she here? What purpose does she serve? And after talking with the composer and the writer and going back and forth, they thought that the answer to that question was in the script, and it wasn't. And so after much back and forth, they wrote this song, and it's called Stay. And so I love it because it is something that I needed to be able to do my job. Sure, I can act like I know why I'm here, but to have a song that really puts it in ink and lets both the audience know and the character know, it just felt like this is why people have me in the room, because I'm a great collaborator. And I asked for the tools that I need to do my job. And to be in a room that was full of collaboration, like they listened to me. They didn't just say, okay, little girl, sit down. They said, no, you actually do need something. So this song, I'm going to shout out, like Snoop Dogg said, I'm going to thank myself. I'm going to thank me.
There you
go. Because
I
really did ask for what I needed, and they came.
I love it. I love it when Amber's quoting Snoop. I'm going to thank me. I'm going to thank me.
I'm going to thank me.
Let me ask you, because I didn't want to interrupt. I love the way you shared that story. What does it take? How do you process? What does it mean? You can answer any way you want. To have the courage to not be shy about asking for the tools you need. This song is written because you demanded to know the answer to a question. A lot of people, a lot of black folk don't always feel empowered to ask for what they need, but you did.
That's so true, Tavis. And I understand that the root of that is fear. Because if I ask for something and they don't give it to me, then what do I do, right? And there's a fear. Do I have to walk away from this job? Do I have to wake up every morning and I know that I'm coming to a job where people don't see me, they don't listen to me, they don't affirm me? That's going to activate something in me. And I think for a lot of years, fear paralyzed me and then it mobilized me. And I got to a point in my life where I'm like, if I'm here, I'm going to take up space. And there's no use in me wasting my own time. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm definitely not going to waste my own. So I think hitting 30, something about 30 for me just cracked something open where I was like, you know what? We only here for a short amount of time. And with the time that God has given me, I need to stand on 10 toes, stand on business. I need to use the gifts that he gave me or he'll take them away. So if I'm in this space and they've asked me, what do I think? What do I need? I'm shooting myself in the foot if I'm not honest, if I don't ask for the things. So I think there's something freeing in taking up space. There's something freeing in not allowing the fear to keep you from getting what you need. And it's a journey. It took me a while to get here. When I was young and first moved to New York, I said yes to everything. Listen, I was happy to be in the room. And then after a while, I was like, oh, some of these rooms are toxic. Some of these rooms are harmful. Some of these rooms I'm being fed financially, but bankrupted spiritually. So I need to show up differently so that I can be well. Like, I don't want to, at the end of a long career, be like, I got half a brain cell and half a kneecap. No, I need to be well. So I just...
I'm just laughing because Amber dropping bars, y'all. Amber is dropping bars. She ain't got to quote Snoop. She got her own bars she can drop. She's dropping them herself.
I love that.
This is wisdom speaking. I didn't want to interrupt. This is absolutely wisdom speaking, and I'm loving it. When we come forward with Amber, we'll get her to define as best she can what this Broadway musical Limpica is all about. She's nominated on June 16th. We will see how that turns out. The Tony Awards, again, I'm rooting for Amber. But she's also a founding member of the Broadway Advocacy Coalition, an organization that aims to use arts and storytelling to build a more equitable society. And she's also a founding member of Black Women on Broadway, an organization that aims to amplify and celebrate black women in theater. We'll talk about that part, as they say, when we come forward. You're listening to Amber Amon, and I'm glad about it right now on Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Awareness that nearly 2/3 of those diagnosed are women, including Black women. Dedication to lowering your risk by eating healthy and monitoring blood pressure. And confidence to talk to your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. You have what it takes to take on Alzheimer's. Learn about signs and screening at takeonalz.com. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Pardon the interruption. It's me, Tavis Smiley, here to remind you that we are now just days away from our historic Climate Justice Symposium live on C-SPAN this coming Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center. We are now pushing capacity. So if you plan to join us, stop procrastinating and get to KBLA1580.com right now and register. Attendance is free, but registration is mandatory. Black folk are flying into LA from all across the country to be in the room when we go live to the world with a stage full of Black brilliance on the eve of Juneteenth. And you live here, you better get to KBLA1580.com right now and claim your seat.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley, Amber Amon, Tony Award-winning actress and nominated this year as featured actress in a musical. This one is called Olympika, where she plays Rafaela. For those who have not as yet seen Olympika, Amber, tell me about the play.
So there was an artist named Tamara de Olympika who lived in the 20s, 40s. She was a brilliant artist who met a woman named Rafaela, painted her 7 times in 1 year, and she changed the way we look at women on canvas. Instead of women being in the background or just holding that apple in the corner, the woman's body was the entirety of the canvas. And Tamara was married and had a child, but then met Rafaela and fell in love. So she was in love with both her lover and her husband at the same time, and then her love for art on top of that. And also she escaped from Poland. Like, it's love, it was art, it's war, it's when you have a strong woman who knows who she is, knows what she wants, and if the world is telling her you can't be all of those things, you need to be a little bit smaller, and how she took up space in the world, and also Rafaela took up space in the world. It's an epic musical. It was a really epic musical that we were so fortunate enough to bring to Broadway after 14 years of workshopping that musical.
What does it mean? Again, you play Rafaela brilliantly, and hence your nomination. But what does it mean to workshop something for 14 years to get it to Broadway? That's a serious commitment.
Listen, that's like, we all came into this at different times. You know, the first time Carson Kreitzer, our book writer, decided she wanted to make Olympika musical was 14 years ago. Our star, Eden Espinosa, walked in 8 years ago. I walked in 6 years ago. To invest so much of your time into a piece of art, there's no security. Like, when we walk into the room for that first day, we have no idea if the show will even get off Broadway. It's so much blind faith. You don't get paid any real money until you get to Broadway, so you're just sacrificing and struggling and hustling because you believe in something, because you believe in the story, you believe in what it has the power to do, you believe in the people who are making the art. So it's a huge investment that you know may not pay off in the end, but that's why we're artists. That's why we do what we do, because we love it. And we grow from it. I'm a better person because of the last 6 years of my life. I'm a stronger artist. I have a very clear vision of who I am and how I want to move through this world because of the work I did on Olympika, who I am as a woman. So it means the world to me. And even though we did not get a long run, to walk away as at least a Tony nominee is the icing on the cake. It
Mhm.
feels like a race well run. It really does.
Well, if you're going to workshop something for 14 years, you ought to get a Tony nomination for
I know that's right.
yeah, for playing Rafaela in Limpica, and I'm glad about it. I'm so thrilled for you and this nomination. That's a lot of commitment, and at the end of the day, to receive a Tony nomination, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's an amazing story, and I'm glad you shared it with our audience. When we come forward in our remaining moments with Amber, we'll talk about amplifying and celebrating Black women in theater. As you can tell, she is an artivist, so she's not just about being on the stage. She's involved in all the issues that matter behind the stage, behind the curtain, as they say. We'll talk about that part in our remaining moments with her when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Sounds different, huh? This is Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley in conversation with Amber Yaman, brilliant Tony-winning actress and artist, nominated in the category of featured actress in a musical for playing Rafaela in the Broadway musical Limpica. That the Tonys are this Sunday, June 16th, and as I said, I'm rooting for Amber and everybody black. So we'll be tuned in Sunday night to see what happens. But after 14 years of workshopping this thing, to be nominated is a beautiful, beautiful thing for Amber, and I celebrate with her even today. So, Amber, last word to you. I got about 3.5 minutes here. I'll give it all to you. Just talk to me about your work with the Broadway Advocacy Coalition, your work with Black women on Broadway, and specifically what it means for you as a black actress and artist to be engaged in the kind of work that ultimately leads to the amplifying and the celebrating of black women in theater.
Yeah, Tavis, I never set out to be an activist. I want to be completely honest. I read a tweet somewhere that said most black women don't want to be activists. We just get tired of no one speaking up for us. And that's honestly how it happened. You know, I was doing Shuffle Along in 2016, and Broadway, as much as I love it, sometimes we get a little full of ourselves. You know, there'll be Broadway for Trader Joe's, Broadway for Britney Spears, but where is Broadway for Black Lives? And I look around and I see how Black women in theater work harder than everybody, but we get no love, honestly, until we transition into TV and film. Because we understand you got to get on a plane and come to New York. We aren't as readily available and visible, but we still deserve love and recognition. So I'm always just looking for ways to create space for Black people and Black women especially to thrive, because so many of us have so many amazing ideas. We just need opportunity. Some of us, you know, we have the screenplay written or the novel written, but we don't know anything about publishing, or we don't know anything about the costumes and the lights or the producing. So somebody gave me a bracelet years ago that said, everything I need is within me. And it's so true. Sometimes it's just getting up off the couch, getting on the phone, asking for help, asking for a connection, asking for networking. And I know that I've only gotten where I've gotten in New York because so many people have lifted me up as they were climbing. So everything I do, from Black Women on Broadway to Broadway Advocacy Coalition, is just, I know that I'm only here because so many other people helped me. And now that I've learned a little bit, gotten some battle scars, you know, lived in New York for 10 plus years, I know a little something, and I just have to do my best to give it back. So it means the world to me to be able to share space with Black women who are creating, who are dreaming, who are just striving to be their best selves, to take up space, to look fear in the face and say, girl, sit down. There's no place for you here. So as a young Black woman just maneuvering this industry, I have no choice but to give back and lift others up. So I'm really grateful for what Broadway Advocacy Coalition and Black Women on Broadway has brought to my life. My co-founders, Academy Award nominee Danielle Brooks, and my fellow Tony nominee Jocelyn Beal. Like, these women work so hard in their just regular everyday lives. They're both wives. They're both mothers. They both have 19 different pots on the stove at the same time, but they make space for other Black women, and that's what it's about. It's just about making space, building your own table, building your own chairs, but just lifting as you climb. So it means a lot to me to be able to give back. That's really what it is.
Amber Iman is wise beyond her years. I have enjoyed this half hour and could have done it for hours. We'll have to do it again somewhere down the road. She has a lot inside of her that is worth getting out and sharing with this audience. But I'm grateful for these 30 minutes that I've had with her, and I'm rooting for her. This Sunday, the Tony Awards, June 16th. Again, she's nominated as a featured actress in a musical for her role as Rafaela in the Broadway musical Olimpica. Amber, nothing but good wishes for you, not just this Sunday, but beyond. And I hope we can do this again somewhere down the road. I've enjoyed this immensely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Tavis. Take care of yourself.
You be well. Just like that, 3 hours gone. Back here tomorrow, Lord willing, to do it all over again. Until tomorrow, thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Despite a flight crew's efforts to save a passenger, a U.S. citizen died aboard a Fiji Airlines flight bound for San Francisco, California. President Biden's son, Hunter, is now a convicted felon, having been convicted